So when most people think about Dominican Republic, you know what comes to their mind? Beaches, all-inclusive resorts, basically Punta Cana. But today I want to talk about a spot that's completely different, and that's Zona Colonial, that's right here in Santo Domingo. The streets in this area are over 500 years old. This is the oldest continuously inhabited European city in the Americas. I've walked these streets more than a dozen times in the last 5 years here. I've had coffee here. I've had my cocktails here. I've had a cigar here. I've met friends here. I brought visitors here. But something is happening right here in this area that nobody is really talking about. This whole entire historic district is being transformed, not rebuilt, not replaced, but revitalized. And by the time all these projects are complete, this place is going to look completely different. So today I want to talk to you about what's changing here in Zona Colonial, why it matters, and why I think this says something much bigger about where Dominican Republic is headed. One thing I love about living in Dominican Republic is I love to discover new places that don't remind me that this country is all about beaches. And Zona Colonial is where the story of Santo Domingo began. Every building, every street, every plaza, all has centuries of history. Yet somehow, it doesn't really feel like an outdoor museum because people live here, people work here. You see kids running around playing in this area. Locals are at the cafés, tourists are around exploring. The restaurants stay busy, music coming from different areas. The place is lively, and that's what makes Zona Colonial different. The history is not locked behind the glass. It's a part of everyday life. And over the past few years, the government has invested heavily in restoring this entire district. Historic buildings, public plazas, the sidewalks, lighting, infrastructure, drainage, and public spaces. The goal isn't to modernize this area. The goal is to preserve it while making it better for the people who actually live in this area and the millions who visit this area every year. And that's something I have to tip my hat to the government for. Basically, they're trying to protect their history while preparing for the future. And as someone who has watched Santo Domingo grow over the last 5 years, that's an important difference. So why does this matter? Because it's easy to look at these buildings and say, oh, they're just fixing up old buildings and that's it. But I think personally, it's way much bigger than that. When cities invest in public spaces, guess what? More people spend time there. Businesses open, restaurants thrive, boutique hotels arrive. Entrepreneurs, they see opportunity. Artists have places where they can showcase their work. Tourists stay longer, and locals, guess what? They enjoy their city that much more. And that creates jobs, it creates investment, and most importantly, it creates pride. And that is exactly what I've seen happening across Santo Domingo. It's not just about preserving history, it's about creating a city that people want to experience. And I'm gonna be upfront with you. I'm not a Zona Colonial guy because it is really a tourist heavy place. But the reason I keep coming back here is because the pace here feels different. Nobody's rushing. You always see people sitting outside, people talking for hours, musicians performing, families in the park. What it does is it reminds me of the exact reason why I fell in love with this country. This is one of the first areas I started coming to when I started visiting Santo Domingo. Sometimes I'll just come down here. I'll grab me some coffee or a cocktail or a cigar, and I'll just start walking around. And for me, that's the entire afternoon. No agenda, no deadlines. I'm just enjoying where I am. And that's something that I never did enough back in the US. And that right there has become one of my favorite parts about life here. So Zona Colonial is a big area. It expands blocks and blocks and blocks. But if you decide to visit here, there's one place I recommend you start your journey, and that is Parque Colón. And Parque Colón is not just some park. It's really the heartbeat of the entire Zona Colonial. And once you see it, you're gonna understand why. You'll see families enjoying the afternoon. You'll see musicians playing their music. You might see some horse and carriages strolling down the streets, restaurants filled with people from all over the world. And right behind Parque Colón, you're gonna see the first cathedral of the Americas. And you know what's fascinating with all this history surrounding you? It doesn't feel like you're frozen in time. It feels alive because people are visiting from all over. And as beautiful as this area already is, it's only gonna get better. And you can see what makes Santo Domingo so unique. It is very different from the other popular cities here in the country. In one direction, you see buildings that have stood here for centuries. And in another direction, you see modern high-rises that continue to reshape the skyline here in Santo Domingo. So you got your old and you have your new. You have history and you have progress. They're both existing together. And that's exactly where Dominican Republic is today. A country that respects where it came from while continuing to build where it's going. And I'm gonna tell you, every few months here, it's always something new to discover. A new neighborhood, a new coffee shop, new cigar lounge, a new business, a new restaurant, a new reason to fall in love with this country all over again. And that's why I think this project down here in Zona Colonial excites me so much. And it's not because the buildings are being restored, it's because it reflects something that I've been noticing for years, and that's Dominican Republic is really evolving. New businesses, new investments, new infrastructure, growing tourism, and a changing skyline. And now one of the most important historic districts in the Caribbean is entering their new chapter. And if you've only experienced Dominican Republic through resorts, then I'm telling you right now, you're missing a huge part of what makes this country special. Places like this tell the story, the people, the culture, the history, the energy, and that's why I enjoy calling Dominican Republic home now. So in the comments below, let me know which part of Dominican Republic that you would like to explore next, because I want to know. So guys, if you're looking to move to Dominican Republic and you need to know what your budget is gonna look like, I created what I call the DR Cost of Living Calculator. Link in the video description below. And if you want to invest in real estate, I have a link in the video description below that says I want to invest in real estate. Or you can check out our website at drinvestandlive.com. Check out some of the available properties. If you see something you like, complete the buyer's profile and we will be in contact with you. Also, don't forget to join both of my newsletters, Live Your Best Life newsletter and DR Insiders Real Estate newsletter. All packed with information, guys. Links to them in the video description as well. And until then, guys, always keep your goals at the forefront of your mind. Always live in the present, because that's the only way you're going to live your best life. And I'm out. Peace.